Hi, I'm Catherine Strunk. I wanted to welcome you to AEFP's 47th annual conference in Denver in March for those of you who can make it in person, and in April virtually for those of you who can't. We are so excited to be back in person after 2 years of a virtual conference. We have missed seeing your faces and having the conversations that AEFP is known for. We know that this year has been incredibly hard for so many of our members, and we appreciate how much you've all supported AEFP and participated in the AEFP community over the last year. AEFP's members truly are what make AEFP a remarkable organization, and we can't wait to see you in Denver.
We are so excited to welcome everyone to the Hilton Denver City Center for our annual meeting. This year's conference theme is assessing the responses of education, finance, and policy to the dual pandemic of COVID-19 and racial injustice. A goal of this year's conference is to highlight research on COVID-19 and racial injustice and the connections between that research and the work of policymakers and practitioners. This year's program is organized into 15 thematic tracks. Sticking with the conference theme, one of those is focused specifically on COVID-related research, and another track is focused on racial and other forms of inequity. But you'll see that the conference theme really is reflected throughout the other tracks as well, with COVID and racial equity explored in such areas as early childhood, educator labor markets, school finance, school choice, and higher education access. We're also once again featuring policy talks, which bring together researchers and practitioners to discuss their collective work around an educational challenge. There's one policy talk in every time slot throughout our 3 days together. I also want to highlight the general session, which will be on Thursday from 4:45 to 6:15 p.m. At the general session, we will give out this year's awards, including the Thomas A. Downs Award for the Best Paper Appearing in Education, Finance, and Policy, the Gene Flanagan Outstanding Dissertation Award, and the Early Career Award. The general session will also include an address from AEFP President Catherine Strunk, followed by the keynote for this year's conference, which will be a fireside chat featuring Denise Fort, Interim CEO of the Education Trust. She and I will be discussing EdTrust's work around COVID and racial justice and how research and evidence features in that work. We'll also have a bit of fun in traditional venues like our nightly receptions and via some more recent additions like the AEFP 5K, Trivia Night, and our conference Twitter challenges. Our goal is to make AEFP 2022 a COVID-safe event. To that end, AEFP has put several requirements in place for this year's meeting. The main ones are that first, attendees are required to be vaccinated, with vaccination status verified through the CLEAR service. And second, we will be masked at all times, except when eating or drinking. Hotel staff will also be masked in the event space. In addition, we're asking that attendees take a rapid test no more than 24 hours before the start of the conference and bring rapid tests with you to the meeting so that you can test each day. You're on the honor system for this one, but we're asking you to do it as an additional precaution so we can help keep one another safe. Also, pay attention to how you're feeling. If you feel sick or show any sign of COVID-related symptoms, please stay away from the conference.
Hi, I'm Lydia Ross, AEFP's Executive Director. We're excited to see you at AEFP 2022. Here's some tips and tricks for how to navigate the conference app and the conference portal. You can access the AEFP 2022 program by visiting our Oxford Abstracts Conference portal. This is the main page, and as you can see, we have the schedule laid out in a grid format with every individual session listed here. We've also color-coded the tracks for easy searching. If you're not going to be with us in Denver, you can set your time zone according to your own local time zone. You can search by dates. You can also search by topical tracks by selecting one, and then you can see all of the different panels for that track. If a session looks interesting to you, you can bookmark it and then pull this up later. To access general information about the conference, go to our Information tab where we have Code of Conduct, Board of Directors, About AEFP, our FAQs, and then information about our Board of Director candidates. You can search for individual papers by going there. You can also look for AEFP attendees, so you could search here and see every paper that a particular person is on. If you prefer a list format, you can go to Schedule by Tracks, where you can select a topical track, and then you will see every paper associated with that track at our conference. And then lastly, we encourage you to meet our sponsors, so go here to learn more about the organizations and institutions that made AEFP 2022 possible. Access the AEFP 2022 app through your mobile device. Once you've downloaded the app and opened it, click on AEFP 47th Annual Conference to access this year's content. Use the sidebar to navigate throughout the app. The About section has helpful information regarding AEFP, current board of directors, officers and staff, and past presidents, as well as our conference acknowledgments. The schedule portion of the app shows all of the events happening throughout the conference. You can see this is organized by day and then broken down by time. You can use the search bar to find a particular person or search via keyword. If you would like to filter and look at all of the sessions related to a particular topical track, you can do that. To learn more about a particular session, click on it, and then you can find out more, including the chair, the title, the papers, and all of the speakers in that session. If this session looks interesting to you, you can mark it using the bookmark feature and set a reminder alert. And you can also use the notes feature throughout the conference to take notes when you're attending different sessions. You can access the sessions that you've bookmarked by using the bookmark tab up top. You can also find out more about the conference via the interactive map, a list of speakers, current sponsors that made AEFP 2022 possible, access the Twitter feed, as well as find out more about the board of director candidates.
We have a great in-person meeting planned. I can't wait to see you in Denver for AEFP 2022.